Oh, what's this? Zero Hedge says U.S. spending on interest hits all-time high as budget deficit soars to $684 billion. The U.S. spending problem is starting to become a major issue. According to the latest monthly Treasury statement in June, the U.S. collected $225 billion in tax receipts, consisting of $110 billion in individual income tax, $91 billion in Social Security and payroll tax, $4 billion in corporate tax, and $20 billion in other taxes and duties, which is actually a drop of 2.9% from the $232 billion collected last July, and a reversal from the recent increasing trend. And in July, the 12-month trailing receipt total was barely higher compared to a year ago, up just 0.4% year over year, after rising as much as 3.1% at the end of 2017. Meanwhile, federal spending rose up nearly 10%, from $275 billion last July to $302 billion last month, where the money was spent on Social Security, $83 billion, defense, $49 billion, Medicare, $24 billion, interest on the debt, $35 billion, and other $111 billion. And yeah, that last previous one before that, the interest on the debt should be zero. What the hell kind of modern country prints money but won't be able to use the money until they print treasury bonds that then has to get put out on the market to see who wants to buy them, and then we pay those entities interest? We're printing money. We can't use it yet. We print $10 billion. We need $10 billion in treasuries to go out. Those are sold. Okay, here's the $10 billion. Then you're going to make payments, interest payments to those. Who in their right mind that has a printing press would print the money and then allow other people to let us borrow basically our own money at interest, is what this equates to. I've done so many videos on this. You know, your head's probably ready to blow up. We could print the money without any interest. The government could print the money and pay for everything it needs. Like I've said a million times. Oh man, my property taxes went up. No need. Government prints their own money. No need for your tax money anymore. Private property is exactly what it was meant to be when the Constitution was written. You own it. You don't have to pay taxes to live in a damn land. Oh, driver's license fees, tag fees, title. Nope. Just go down there, show the proper ID, whatever. Okay, here you go, sir. You sold this car to this person? Yeah, okay. By the way, we don't need any of that tax money either for selling your car. Why? Because the government could just print it. It's what they've been doing anyways. We haven't been able to take that deficit down. Trillion, turn to 2 trillion, turn to 5 trillion, 10 trillion, 15, now 20, 21 trillion in debt we are now. That doesn't even include the unfunded liabilities. Doesn't even include those. The Medicare, no. You know, the Social Security, not even included. You include that stuff, we're up like 60, 70 trillion. I don't know if I just said billion or trillion, but I meant trillions. 5 trillion, 10 trillion, 20 trillion, 21 trillion. Wherever the hell we're at right now. And 35 billion was sent to interest on the debt. Interest that we should never, ever have been set up to pay. And again, the income tax law, in case anyone didn't learn this in school, and I'm sure you didn't, started in 1916. 3 years, right? 3 years after the Federal Reserve Act was passed and the privately owned Federal Reserve was created. That prints this money, and we pay the interest. And they put, 3 years later, the income tax law in place so that they had a way to pay the interest. We never needed it. This resulted in a July budget deficit of $77 billion, in line with expectations, and a significant deterioration from the $43 billion recorded in July of 2017. The July deficit brought the cumulative 2018 F budget deficit to over $684 billion during the first 10 months of the fiscal year, up 28% over the last year. This is the highest 12-month cumulative deficit since May of 2013. As a reminder, the deficit is expected to increase further amid the tax and spending measures and rise above $1 trillion as soon as next year. Again, currently 700. What was it? 68. Oh, yeah, 684 billion. Most Wall Street firms forecast a deficit for fiscal 2018 of about $850 billion, at which point things get much worse. As we showed in a recent report, CBO has also significantly raised its deficit projection over the 2018 to 2028 period. But while out of control government spending is clearly a concern, an even bigger problem is what happens to not only the U.S. debt, which recently hit $21.3 trillion, but to the interest on that debt in a time of rising interest rates. See, because I just said 35 billion was paid on the interest in just this last month. Federal spending rose 10% from 275 billion to 302. 35 billion, that's at today's interest rates, which are very low. And if they rise and go higher, nothing else happens, we don't borrow any more money, the price still goes up that we have to pay back. The amount we owed still goes up because the interest rate went up. See how that works? But it's never going to go down. We're only going to continue to borrow. We can't stop borrowing. This is a debt-based society. It was designed that way from the very first day the banksters took control of this country and got their Federal Reserve installed. It's not the first time. Listen, you want a good documentary to watch. It's called The Secret of Oz. I believe the full thing. It's Bill Still's video. He did a documentary, very well done. Go watch it, and you'll see we don't even need the Federal Reserve. We just print the money. We don't even need backed by gold. No, just print the money. Create the money and pay for things. We have. See, if you need to do trade with other countries, that can be difficult because the other country may say, "Hey, you guys are over here printing all this money. Well, we want to print the same amount that you guys are printing, so we can even the playing field." But if we don't need to trade with other people, because you got every major resource on your own country, we got our oil, electricity, everything, technology, circuit boards, we don't really need to trade with anyone. It's real easy to just print your own money and say, listen, the rest of the world, this is what we're going to do over here. If you don't like it, sorry about your luck. This is how we're going to do it. But there's a funny thing. Each and every country on this earth just so happens to have its own central bank, just like we do, the Federal Reserve. What's the chances the whole world was set up that way? But while, let's see, as the following chart shows, U.S. government interest payments are already rising rapidly and just hit an all-time high. Did you catch that? An all-time high since forever. First time ever. Let's blow this chart up right here. Federal government expenditures interest payments in the billions. And you can see, if this was a cryptocurrency chart, this would be looking pretty damn good. But this ain't no cryptocurrency chart. This is the amount of interest you're going to owe. You, your family, your kids, your kid's kid. This is why I do these crypto videos. Get these people the hell out of debt if we possibly can. Interest costs are increasing due to three factors: an increase in the amount of outstanding debt, higher interest rates, and higher inflation. Needless to say, all three are increasing. Furthermore, a rise in the inflation rate boosts the upward adjustment to the principal of TIPS, which is increasing the amount of debt on which the Treasury pays interest, turbocharging the amount of interest expense. The bigger question is, with short-term rates still just around 2%, what happens when they reach the mid 3% area, as the Fed's dot plot suggests it will? See, I told you a long time ago that we're going to do quantitative easing, 1, 2, and 3, and possibly 4. We're not sure if 4 really happened. Was it stealth, QE, whatever? Quantitative easing, just print the hell out of the money with the interest attached, and everything's going to be fine. No, it's not. And the Federal Reserve's balance sheet went from almost super low, I don't know the exact number it was at the time, half 500 billion to over $5 trillion. Ben Bernanke, remember him, Federal Reserve chair? We're going to unwind. We'll do an unwind. And we'll put it right back. And I remember his timeline was either January 1st of 2015 or 16. I forget the exact year. He said by this time, we'll have unwinded that. QE will be right back down close to the levels of where we were before. In other words, somewhere under $1 trillion at least. Nope. Never happened. So what happened over the last couple years? We're going to do the QE unwind, and I'm over here doing the videos. Hey, it's J-Step 4 again. I feel like, I'm about to say Happy Gilmore. Adam Sandler and the water boy in the back of the class. Anyone? All right, let's hear what Mama has to say. That's me in the back corner, right? Anyone have anything to say about the unwinding of the balance sheet? Let's hear what J-Snip has to say. Yeah, listen, it's me again. Mama said alligator got all them teeth in the mouth, ain't got no toothbrush. Yeah, Mama said got all that debt, can't be paid back. We've been talking about this for the last few years, especially. We've been talking about it longer than that. And saying unwind, you're going to unwind the $5 trillion. Where's it going to go? How do you just unwind it? You just like erase, like Hillary Clinton. You mean like you wipe it with a cloth? What do you mean wipe it? F you think they mean wipe it. Did you wipe the damn server? Delete the stuff on there. And now we're hearing, well, we can't be as aggressive as we thought. We did unwind it a little bit, you know, like this much. Nah. Interest rates. Oh, we got to be real fine. We got to do a fine dance here. Where's that money? Where's it going to go? Where's the $5 trillion going to go that they have on their balance sheet? Just sits there. We'll unwind it. What do you mean unwind? You get to unwind your bank account? Yeah, my bank account's a little low. Can we unwind that when I had thousands in there? Yeah, let's unwind that. No, you either have it or you don't. And if there's $5 trillion on your balance sheet, I don't see how you just unwind it. Okay? They come up with these fancy words. Off balance sheet this, QE, quantitative easing, unwind. It's not like rewinding a tape. Back in the day, you had to rewind it and play it over. I want to play that song again. All right, let me rewind it. Press the button. Kick. All right, press play. I had the Michael Jackson tape. It was white, all white tape back in the 80s. Played it, and then MTV was on, and then I think Thriller or Beat It or something came on the TV, and I'm watching it, and I got my tape recorder. I was just listening to it. Ooh, rewind, fast forward, play, trying to catch up to the TV, and then I caught the right spot, press play, and a funny thing happened. Either the TV was too slow or my thing, one was too fast. It did not play at the same exact time. Son of a gun. But they come up with these cute little words and these little meanings, and they hope you don't know what the hell they're talking about. Because if you did, you're not going to be a happy American taxpayer. Anyways, not looking good. Can't wait to see how this ends. Or can we? Take care.